Hi, good afternoon, families and parents of Princeton Community Middle School. This is your principal, Dr. Mackzum, and I wanted to talk to you about what you could do as a parent and as a family to help your student next week when we take the Ohio air tests. We reference the Ohio air test as our Super Bowl game for students, so we want them being able to put their best foot forward. We're going to be taking our language arts, reading ELA test next week, April 10th and April 11th. We will take our science tests on 8th graders will take it April 16th, and then 6th, 7th, and 8th graders will take their math tests on April 25th and April 26th. So what can you do to help your student be able to put that best foot forward? What you can do is you can make sure that your student gets a great night of sleep on the days of test, and no Fortnite, no video games all night. We want to make sure they get a good night's rest. You want to make sure they have a nutritious meal in the morning. They want to be on time to school as well, so they may even want to be a couple minutes early for their bus stop so their routine is ready to go on those days of testing. We also want to make sure that you are working with your student on any practice tests that they can do. I've provided tips and strategies with report cards that were mailed home, and I referenced some of these on an all call to you as well, parents, but I wanted you to know studyisland.com, login.admenum.com, and also going to the Ohio Department of Education's website and getting on the practice portal are great tips that you can do. You want to really work on your student answering those questions and then being able to explain to you how they came up with those answers. You also want to think about when your student's taking that writing test, really reinforcing with them that they need a thesis statement where they restate the question and put that in part of their answer. You want to work on reading stamina, where students are working on being able to read longer passages and not getting distracted. They can write keywords down, phrases, and things that matter from the story, so they can go back and look at that as well. Your student will be asked to take 2 passages. They're going to take 2 reading passages that they have to read completely, and then they're going to have to cite evidence from each one of them to say what they want to say about the answers. So they're really going to expect them to pull evidence and put it into their writing and when they answer those questions. You want to show work on your paper. If you're taking the math part, you want to make sure you're using a calculator to check your answers. Multiple choice questions. Eliminate all of the possible answers that you know aren't correct. Cell phones. Students, you want to basically keep your cell phones away from the testing area. Parents and families, I would highly encourage your students not to bring their cell phones, as it could present a security breach for them and other students in the classroom as well. We want to make sure you encourage your students to fill out this criteria for participation in our post-air incentive. All the things that we are asking our students to do for criteria are things that are going to set them up for success. So they have to be able to have perfect attendance through April 26th with testing. They want to have all classwork turned in, all homework turned in, no out-of-school suspensions, no after-school detentions, and no focus room. And they need to have this sheet signed. You can pull up your student's Viking email account, and then you can look at that and forward that to their first bell teacher as a way that shows that you've reviewed that with your student, because we want parents being able to be part of the process of helping our students put their best foot forward for these tests. You want to speak positively to your student about growth. So even if they're not the best test-taking person, because I will admit I wasn't the best, but I did take the time to read passages carefully, and I tried to do my best, because at the end of the day, showing growth on our test is just as important as a final grade or final designation that they get or score that they get from the state. We're more happy and excited about the growth that they can show from last year to this year. So your teachers, your students, everybody's been working hard at preparing everybody. I just wanted to personally reach out to you, families and parents, so you can reinforce all the positive things that we're doing so your student can put their best foot forward on the Ohio air test.